So Hamas have attacked Israel, and Israel have decided enough's enough and they're going to fight back with extreme prejudice. And it's all bollocks. You know that. It came to my attention because I subscribe to loads of different religious and a-religious, atheist YouTube channels. And some of them had commentary about this, and all of them were pro-Israel. Which is interesting. I don't know, maybe if you're anti-Israel you just get labelled as anti-Semitic, and that's why they, or maybe they all genuinely are anti-Palestine. I don't know, it's weird. But all you ever hear in the West about Palestine and Israel is how Hamas bombed this and Palestine kidnapped this Israeli person, or whatever it is. It's always, oh, they did this, so, we had to push back with our extremely superior American-funded forces. And it's all bollocks. I mean, what really happened was that a good few decades ago, the UN, or rather the League of Nations before it, allowed the modern state of Israel to just set itself up in a place where people were already living. Now, I don't know if you've read the book of Joshua. I'll tell you what, Israelis have read it. It's basically this story, but in antiquity. God goes ahead of Joshua and the children of Israel into the Promised Land over the Jordan, weirdly enough, from Syria, I guess it would be in modern day. Anyway, from Jordan, I guess. Anyway, they cross the Jordan and go into Israel, and God commands them on a series of genocides so that they can clear the land for their own use. It's not hugely clear whether they succeeded in completely genociding everybody, but obviously not, because they left the Palestinians to this day. Now, I gather that it's because people in the West don't like Muslims. I gather that that's the reason everybody's cheering on Israel. Israel are a bit more like us, and Muslims are brown people, and I just think it's disgusting. I really think it's disgusting to cheer that sort of thing on. Israel have been responsible since 1948 of nothing more than apartheid and attempted genocide. And we only ever hear about the pro-Israel side. I just think it's a shame. You know what? Recently I've been preparing to read the book of Isaiah thoroughly. And to do that, I'm listening to a lot of lectures and so on about chapters in the book of Isaiah. And one series of lectures you can get about Isaiah on YouTube is by Rabbi Tovia Singer, an Orthodox Jewish rabbi. And in his Isaiah talks, he mentions something that happened in 2007, where Israel bombed a nuclear power station in Syria. The way he tells the story in his Isaiah lectures is, we had to bomb them because they had a nuclear power station. And then he carries on the story saying, and they don't talk about it to this day because countries don't like to talk about their defeats. And that's his explanation for why there's no evidence of the Exodus ever happening in history. It's because Egypt was embarrassed and didn't write anything down about it. However, I digress. What I'm trying to point out is that in 2007, if this story that Tovia Singer is telling is true, Israel just decided that their neighbouring country wasn't allowed to have a nuclear power station. Do you know that here in Scotland there's at least one nuclear power station? Do you know that? Anyway, it was a couple of decades before that within Palestine itself, the Palestinians had built an international airport. Do you know how long that lasted? Nearly 5 months before Israel flattened it with missiles for having an international airport. I mean, Scotland's got an international airport. Would we be happy if our next door neighbour country just decided to bomb it out of existence for being an international airport? So this is when you hear about Hamas or Palestine, bombing this or doing that. Jesus Christ, we're in about the 5th generation now of them being penned up behind concrete walls and treated like animals. And basically they're going to be eradicated out of existence. I'm surprised COVID didn't finish them off, poor buggers. Anyway, I'm not Palestinian, but it's a totally unjust situation. I don't know why people are happy to cheer this on. Anyway, that's not very religion-y. Just thought I'd share my thoughts about the whole Israel and Palestine situation, because so many others seem to be cheering Israel on in their last push towards the genocide of Palestine. Okay, be excellent to each other, and live and let live, and party on, dudes.